I never expected to write a biography of Dietrich Bonhoeffer. I never expected to write any biographies, but I wrote the biography of William Wilberforce, and people kept saying, who are you going to write about next? And I remembered that the summer that I came to faith, the man who was really leading me in the scriptures and helping me think things through gave me a copy of The Cost of Discipleship. And I remember he asked me, have you ever heard of Dietrich Bonhoeffer? My answer was no, I'd never heard of Bonhoeffer. And he tells me in a nutshell, Bonhoeffer was a pastor and a theologian who, because of his faith in Jesus, stood up for the Jews of Europe and was sent to a concentration camp and killed by the Nazis. I was blown away. I'd never heard this story. And I was kind of scandalized because I am German. My mom is German. She grew up in Germany during this Nazi era. My grandfather was killed during the war. A horrible, horrible period that I've been wondering about my whole life. And when I heard the story of Bonhoeffer, I said, this is amazing that this man, because of his Christian faith, stood up to the Jews, stood up for the Jews, stood up to Hitler, and was killed in a concentration camp. I thought everybody needs to know this story because it's a story of a man's faith who leads him to do the right thing. And we hear so many negative stories about religion, but here's a guy who lived his faith, who was not full of baloney. He was the real deal. I was blown away by this story. I never dreamt I would write a biography about him, but obviously 20 years later I decided maybe I should.